G'day everyone! We are here today at the start of a hug a day in September, and we're working from 100 Hugs by Chris Riddell, a book to warm the hearts of those that need a hug. Now this isn't officially a colouring book, but a lot of colourists have got this book to work from because they're all black and white inked illustrations. We have picked 30 illustrations out to work through this month, but it doesn't matter what hug you do, just do a hug, and that counts towards the hug a day in September. I'm lucky enough to be joined by Shell, Ashleigh, and Angie for this, and links to their channels will be in the description below, as well as to this book. And I will be working with the Brutfuner squares. So what I'm going to do is just over to the side, because can't guarantee I'm going to talk through all of these videos as the month goes on. It will depend on the time that I have. And so I'm just going to write down the number of the colours that I'm using so that you can follow along if you choose to. But this one here is our first hug, and the hugs were chosen by all of us, so we all had an amount of hugs to choose and then worked out. So that's why they're all throughout the book. And this one I'm going to do as inspired by Sully from Monsters Inc. So Kitty Kitty. And the first thing I'm going to come in is with 112, which is Sweet Love. And I'm going to put in, just map out where his spots would be. So he is kind of like a turquoisey colour, blue turquoise with purple spots. So I'm just going to kind of map out some places for his spots. Obviously this isn't Sully, but I'm being inspired by him. So I hope that you guys contemplate joining us and doing a hug. I know Renee is doing all 100 hugs over on her channel at the moment. I know that she's going to follow along with our hugs for September, but she will be doing it. She's already started, and she'll continue doing it after September as well, because she's going to complete all 100. So I figured I would start it off by talking about hugs and some facts about them. So, what a hug does for us. I'm going to come in now with, let's go with Medusa's Eyes, which is number 19, and of course it's not sharpened. I've got it sharpen my pencil. So you can tell I haven't picked out my colours beforehand. And the joys of these Brutfuner squares is I don't have a sharpener that, my electric sharpener and all doesn't take it, so I'm hand sharpening them all. So this will be fun by the end of September. Alright, so 119. Oh, sorry, 19. So 19. Okay, so first fact about hugs is a full body hug stimulates your nervous system while decreasing feelings of loneliness, combating fear, and increasing self-esteem, diffusing tension, and showing appreciation. And I think that's really lovely. It's amazing what a hug can do for someone. I wonder if, are you a hugger or not a hugger? I am a hugger. I come from a family of huggers, so it just kind of, it is part of how I was raised, was to hug people. Hug them when you see them, hug them when you leave them. Say I love you. Okay, the next colour I'm going to use is number 99, which is Lavender Fields. And I'm going to do the little baby monster in purple. So the same colour as that I've done these spots. I'm going to start in with that 112, and I'm just going to layer that all over. Oh no, that's his other arm. That's alright, leave that. So it's just this part. Okay. Okay, coming in with that, I'm going to come with the dark one first, 19. then in with 99. Oh, dropping the stuff. Okay, let's get into the other colours. I'm going to come in with, let's go for 56, which apparently is called Skating Rink. And I'm just going to put a light layer of this over the whole of the monster. Okay, another fact. Hugs may alleviate our fears. In a study on fears and self-esteem, research published in the Journal of Psychological Science revealed that hugs and touch significantly reduce worry of mortality. The studies found that hugging, even if it was an inanimate object, like a teddy bear, helps soothe individuals' existential fears. And that's kind of interesting because when I sleep, I like to have a pillow that I cuddle, my little cuddle, like a little cuddle pillow. And I find I sleep better if I have that pillow. If I don't have it, so say I've gone away somewhere and I don't have a pillow that I can cuddle into, I always find it more difficult to sleep. So, very interesting. I had a gentleman once who I was seeing who earlier on into our relationship he didn't like the fact that I had a cuddle pillow, and he said you need to choose the cuddle pillow or me, and I quite promptly showed him the door. That kind of behaviour triggered up a few things, and I was like, yeah, no. No. So I was like, I don't think so. And later on down the track, I found out a few things about this gentleman. I'd made a very wise decision in showing him the door. But I remember growing up, if I had a bad dream, I would sneak into my brother's room, and if I was all scared, and he would kind of half acknowledge that I was there, but he'd roll over and just give me a hug in kind of his sleep, and I always just felt better knowing that he was there to protect me. So definitely does alleviate those fears. This monster's got big toes. a while since I've used the Brutes. I've forgotten how soft they are. See, I was kind of smart thinking about what pencils I was going to use this month. And I know for Corey at Colourfully Optimistic, it will be B in September for using a product that starts with B. And I'm like, well, I'm going to use my Brutfuners. And that way, I tick that off as well. Okay, so we've got a base layer of that one down. Now I'm going to come in with 40, which you need to sharpen, and 40 apparently is called Mirror of the Sky. So these names are from Pamela's passion for pencils. Someone in her Facebook group translated them, so I just go by that. Whether they're correct or not, don't know, but they're fun to say, some of these. I'm just going to come in and start putting in some fur lines. Okay, let's look at another fact. Cuddling releases oxytocin. Oxytocin is a hormone that does everything from making you feel good to helping you feel connected to others. Oxytocin is crucial in the act of cuddling, as you'll see from its benefits that we will continue on down below. So obviously I'm reading from a website. Now, that is so true. Like for a lot of people that have been isolated due to the current world conditions, one of the common things I hear them say is, I just want to give my mum, my kids, whoever it may be, a hug. Because that it to hug your loved ones makes you feel good. I know I love when I see my mum and I just give her a big hug, and my dad, and obviously my kids, but I see them every day. But when I see my parents and my loved ones and my friends and my family, I enjoy giving them a big squeezy hug. just going to see if I can change the white balance so that you might actually be seeing this as the colours that it's meant to be. Thinking that's probably about the closest we're going to get. Is there. Alright. Just curious as to what will happen if put a black background behind it. See what it'll do then. No, didn't improve it any. Okay. I think it's because it's the cream colour of the book throws off, because the pages have got that, because it is a book, so it's got that creamier tone that often these books have. I think it throws off the balance a little bit. But I will be posting these on Instagram as well. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with let's go number 88, which needs to sharpen. Of course it does. I need to pick colours that don't need sharpening. Okay, so number 88. And let's look at the next one. More hugs equals lower blood pressure. The hormones that are released in your body after a hug aren't just good for happy feelings. They can also improve your physical health. When someone touches you, the sensation of the skin activates receptors called pancinian corpuscles, which then send signals to the vagus nerve, an area of the brain that is responsible for, among other things, lowering blood pressure. There you go. Not only good for your mental health, but good for your physical health. Cuddling boosts your immune system. When you are so in love, you feel invincible. You're releasing, you're experiencing oxytocin release. This feel-good hormone makes you feel like nothing can hurt you, which is an amazing benefit. It also increases hormones that help fight infection. So basically, you're boosting your immune system because you are feeling too good and healthy to get sick. The power of positive thinking and feeling loved and secure actually works. Okay, cuddling helps deepen your relationships. Communication is important in relationships, but people often forget how effective and meaningful touch can be. When your career is so stressful, you can come home and can't stop thinking about the job. You're taking a negative toll on your relationship. Instead, imagine coming home and cuddling with your partner for even 10 minutes a day. This brief break from the stress of everyday life will not only give you all the other benefits listed here, but will also deepen your relationship. You'll be taking time to focus solely on your partner and what you feel for them. Okay, cuddling relieves pain. Just as it boosts your immune system, cuddling and releasing oxytocin will decrease your pain levels. Whenever your neck hurts, what do? You rub it. So even simple touches like that release enough oxytocin to make you feel better. So imagine the effect cuddling has. And if you think about that, whenever young ones get hurt and stuff, we pick them up and we give them a cuddle and they feel better. Because that sense of touch relieves not only the fear but relieves the pain, and it's a lovely little thing. I love the power of a good hug. Okay, I'm going to come back in with that lighter colour now, which was 56, and I'm just going to use that to fill in any of the gaps. I don't mind leaving a little bit of white space here. It adds highlights to the fur, well, cream space. Adds dimension to his fur. Okay. Hugging can be good for our hearts. Embracing someone may warm your heart, but according to one study, a hug can be good medicine for it too. In an experiment at the University of North Carolina, participants who didn't have any contact with their partners developed a quickened heart rate of 10 beats per minute compared to the 5 beats per minute among those that got to hug their partners during the experiment. Isn't that interesting? But there's so many things where the evidence that having someone to cuddle or hug makes difference. And they do that even in hospitals now, where they'll bring in dogs so that kids or other people that don't have regular access to visits get time to spend and cuddle an animal. Which, remember from one of our previous things, it doesn't matter what object it is. The act of cuddling releases that oxytocin and makes you feel safer. Okay, I'm going to come in with number 69, which is banana milk, which is a cream, and we're going to do their teeth. And then in with $119, which is called Antique Pipe. Just in the pieces. And then I'm going to come in with number 73, which is Dark Fairy Tales, which is basically a dark grey. And I'm going to use that just to deepen up any of those little shadow areas. Okay, let's look at another one. Well-hugged babies are less stressed as adults. Want to do something for the future generations? Hug them while they're still little. An Emory University study in rats found a link between touch and relieving stress, particularly in the early stages of life. The research concluded that the same can be said of humans, citing that babies' development, including on how they cope with stress as adults, depends on a combination of nature versus nurture. It's an ongoing debate in psychology, is the impacts of nature and nurture. And they both have an impact. Well, I think they do. I think they both have definite impacts on how someone develops. Alright, well, I think we are pretty much done with hug number 1. So there we go, there is our little Sully, and my Sully inspired monster. And thank you for joining me, and make sure that you check out the other ladies' videos as well. And it's going to be interesting to see how we all interpret these pages differently and what we do with them. And as always, remember, be kind, be strong, and be a warrior. And I will see you later. Bye.